We started out by looking at our current business model. And, when you adjust for all of the offers out there and the packages out there, that was about what consumers are paying on average through their cable operator or their satellite provider or through AT&T Uverse or Verizon Fios. Additionally, we looked at the over-the-top video business, and we just liked the feel of that number and from a value standpoint and where we were versus some of the competition.
Well, the competition being HBO Now, right, which just launched a few weeks ago at $14.99. Yep. So do you think that was overpriced?
We'll see. When you look at online video, you don't see a lot of pricing like that, and that's why we picked the $10.99 price, and we feel pretty good about it. I think it would be easier to raise prices at some point in the future if we felt that was necessary than to lower prices. So we want to start out with a price that we think will attract the most consumers.
What about the pay TV subscribers right now who are buying, who are subscribing to Showtime through Verizon Fios and their cable operators? I mean, are you going to cannibalize some of those viewers?
We don't think so. I tend to, look, one way of looking at it is there's 10 to 12 million people who have a broadband-only subscription. They don't take video services. I thought, an important note in the Comcast earnings release a few weeks ago was that they now have more broadband subscribers than they do video subscribers. Yeah. So that's a growing opportunity. So I think that first target for us is those 12 million or so broadband subscribers who aren't taking video. Mm-hmm. And why not go to them with a different video different video offering at a good pricing where they could buy Showtime for $10.99. I tend to take a little bit bigger view of the world out there. We've got nearly 24 million subscribers. There's over 115 million television households. So think of the opportunity just generally in the video universe to grow Showtime. I don't think it comes through cannibalization.
Well, do you think that, not through cannibalization, but do you think eventually pay TV that model is going to go away then? I
really don't. I think, eventually, I'm not sure what eventually means, but probably not in
our lifetime?
Our professional lifetime. I think a lot of people are very happy getting all those channels, sitting down and watching television, and the technology keeps improving in your home.
But Matt, how can it not? If more people are going over the top, how can it not cut into the pay TV model, and eventually make it go away?
Well, is it going away, or is it just fairly stable from a video standpoint? Remember, the people that offer you those video services, for the most part, are also broadband providers. Mm-hmm. So broadband becomes a very important part of their offering. And are you really going to distinguish in the future? Do people really care where that signal's coming from, or do they care about the consumer interface? And one thing about these apps that we develop, they are great consumer interfaces.
Yeah.
And they're consumer interfaces that we think compete very well from an experiential standpoint with the way people use the internet in general. And that's important.
So how does this affect How does this impact, for instance, Showtime? I'm thinking about Dish today and the news that they might buy T-Mobile. But I know Showtime is on Sling TV, right? That product.
Not yet.
Not yet, but it will be, though.
I would expect it will be at some point.
Okay. So how does this over-the-top offering then? How does that impact or is impacted by something like Dish acquiring T-Mobile?
Dish and T-Mobile? Well, the way I would look at it, so Dish now, in addition to their very successful backyard satellite dish business or rooftop satellite dish business,
which is going away,
now has a gigantic wireless device business. And I think ultimately, what will we really distinguish between, tablets, phones, a television screen in some way, shape, or form? So it makes them a bigger potential distributor as the technology continues to evolve.
Does Ergen need this?
I can't speak for Charlie Ergen. I actually spoke to him yesterday about us going over the top. He didn't mention anything about his T-Mobile deal. But Charlie he's an aggressive guy, and he's always talking about things.
He's the standalone guy right now, right?
Yeah, he is, and he's awfully smart.